Los Angeles Dodgers. Under the lights at Dodger Stadium, you feel the weight of a franchise that expects excellence every night. Nothing about playing here is subtle. Performances get celebrated loudly, and mistakes get noticed even louder. But the environment pushes you upward, because the mix of star power, baseball history, and city pressure creates a rhythm that makes you want to rise with it. You sense that greatness is the baseline expectation, not a luxury. And when you contribute to a winning stretch, the stadium transforms into something cinematic. Dodger Blue doesn't just ask you to perform, it demands you deliver. New York Mets. Playing for the Mets is like joining a team built on hope, humor, and shared trauma. You feel the fan base holding its breath every time you take the field, waiting for magic or disaster, sometimes both in the same inning. When you win, the energy is electric. When you lose, the jokes write themselves. There's a charm in that chaos, a weird comfort in knowing expectations fluctuate by the inning. As a player, you embrace the underdog identity. You feel the city pulling for you, wanting something real to believe in. Deliver here, and you become part of a miracle story. New York Yankees. Playing for the Yankees feels like stepping into baseball royalty with the whole world watching. The pinstripes don't just look iconic, they weigh something. Every at-bat carries the expectations of legends, and every slump feels like breaking news. You learn quickly that in New York, pressure isn't the enemy, it's the culture. The fans boo when they care, cheer when you earn it, and demand greatness because the franchise always has. You're not just playing baseball, you're guarding an empire built on Ruth, Jeter, and 27 rings. If you thrive here, you don't just become a star, you become immortal. Philadelphia Phillies. Stepping into Philadelphia as a player means bracing for impact, because the intensity hits you before the first pitch. The fans don't give out trust cheaply, and you can feel them evaluating your toughness, effort, and attitude from the moment you jog onto the field. When you rise to the moment, the crowd's roar feels like pure adrenaline. But struggling here teaches you quickly how unforgiving the city can be. Still, the passion becomes contagious. You learn to feed off it, to channel it, and to earn their respect with grit. And once you do, Philly becomes unforgettable. Boston Red Sox. Fenway Park surrounds you with the feeling that every game is part of something ancient. The fans react to each pitch like the season depends on it, and that intensity sharpens you fast. Playing here means carrying expectations built from championships and heartbreak, and the city never lets you forget either. When you deliver in big moments, the reward is unmatched, because the energy feels generational. Players learn quickly that effort matters as much as results, and passion earns loyalty. This city demands everything from you, and when you meet that standard, Boston lifts you higher than you expect. Houston Astros. Life with the Astros means competing under constant scrutiny, because every road trip comes with reminders of old controversies. Instead of cracking under it, players bond over the noise and learn to turn it into fuel. The fans at home shield you with defiance, cheering louder because they know exactly what you're facing everywhere else. Performing here requires a thick skin and a relentless mindset, but winning under pressure makes every moment feel amplified. You understand quickly that resilience defines this clubhouse, and even though the critics never stop talking, the success makes the grind feel worth it. Chicago Cubs. Once you walk into Wrigley, you realize you're not just playing for a team, you're stepping into a story fans have carried for generations. The ivy, the rooftops, the afternoon games, they all add a weight that feels more like purpose than pressure. Performing here means becoming part of a tradition built on heartbreak and hope, and the fans appreciate players who embrace that identity. When you shine, the cheers feel warm rather than wild, and when you stumble, they still find ways to support you. Chicago gives you room to grow, but it also expects heart from the first pitch. Atlanta Braves. Players quickly sense the steady confidence that surrounds the Braves organization. The expectations are high, but the atmosphere stays calm, giving you the space to perform without panic. Fans trust the team's process, and that belief trickles down to the players. You're encouraged to build consistency, play smart, and uphold a culture that values long-term success over quick flashes. The clubhouse feels focused rather than frantic, and the fan base rewards players who contribute to that stability. When Atlanta wins big, the celebration feels controlled but powerful, like the city always knew it was coming. St. Louis Cardinals. A player joining the Cardinals immediately notices how seriously the city treats baseball fundamentals. Every at-bat, every defensive read, every smart decision earns a reaction that tells you fans see the finer details. You feel responsible for continuing a lineage rooted in respect for the game, and that responsibility pushes you to elevate your precision. Mistakes get magnified, but clean play gets appreciated in a way that feels deeper than applause. Busch Stadium carries a quiet pride that surrounds you throughout the season. And once you settle into that rhythm, St. Louis becomes one of the most rewarding places to compete. San Diego Padres. Playing in San Diego brings a mix of relaxed energy and rising expectations. The environment stays calm, but you can feel the fan base shifting into a new era where winning matters as much as sunshine. Petco Park fills up fast when the team heats up, and the crowd's energy grows vibrant without becoming overwhelming. You're encouraged to play loose, show personality, and take advantage of a city that embraces players rather than judging them harshly. The pressure isn't crushing, it's motivating. And as stars continue shaping the franchise's identity, you feel like something big is building around you. San Francisco Giants. Playing for the Giants feels like joining a team that values precision, poise, and quiet dominance. Oracle Park brings a calm energy that sharpens your focus, because every pitch seems to resonate across the bay. Fans appreciate smart baseball and reward moments of strategy just as much as towering home runs. You learn quickly that fundamentals matter here, and that effort carries weight even when the box score doesn't. The ballpark's backdrop almost slows the game down, giving you room to breathe while still pushing you to deliver. And when you rise to the moment, the entire bay feels it. Toronto Blue Jays. Playing in Toronto means representing more than a city. You're playing for an entire country. The pressure feels different because the crowd brings a unified energy that stretches far beyond the stadium walls. Every big hit sparks a national reaction, and every slump feels magnified because so many people ride the emotional wave with you. The roster blends personalities from everywhere, giving the clubhouse a unique chemistry. You feel the pride when you perform well because the fans celebrate hard but stay grounded. And when October baseball hits, the atmosphere becomes unforgettable, fueled by a level of passion that feels nationwide. Seattle Mariners. Players in Seattle feel the patience and loyalty of a fan base that's weathered decades of heartbreak. T-Mobile Park carries a hopeful energy that pushes you to reward their faith every time you take the field. You sense the city rooting for you to become part of the next great moment, because they've seen legends rise and fall with dignity. The atmosphere stays calm until you deliver something electric, and then the stadium erupts with a roar that feels years in the making. Mariners culture values effort over flash, and when you buy into that mindset, the bond becomes powerful. Texas Rangers. Rangers fans are proud survivors of almosts, heartbreakers turned champions. For decades, they waded through near misses and gut punches, but 2023 finally changed everything. That World Series wasn't just a win, it was validation. The fan base is passionate but grounded, blending Texas bravado with baseball humility. Globe Life Field roars like a rodeo, fueled by loyalty, barbecue smoke, and long-awaited joy. Rangers fans know pain, it's in their DNA. But they also know pride. They stood tall through collapse, and now they stand taller with rings on their fingers. It's not just baseball in Texas, it's identity. And after all those years of heartbreak, the state finally got its redemption story. Baltimore Orioles. Playing for the Orioles makes you feel like you're part of a rebirth in real time. Camden Yards fills with young energy, and fans react to every spark like they've been waiting years for it. You sense their excitement for the future, fueled by homegrown stars who gave the franchise new life. Performing well here feels especially rewarding because the city stayed loyal through some rough stretches. There's a momentum building that you can feel in the clubhouse, and players feed off that optimism. Success comes with a sense of shared victory, and that connection makes every game feel personal. Chicago White Sox. White Sox fans are the definition of gritty loyalty. Raw, vocal, and fed up with excuses. Living in the Cubs' shadow has hardened them, but it's also made their passion real. Every blown lead feels personal. Every rebuild another test of faith. Yet through it all, they stay loud, proud, and unfiltered. The Southside crowd doesn't do pretense. They want hustle, not headlines. They've seen greatness before. 05 still echoes, and they crave it again. Their bond with the team isn't polished, it's personal. Sox fans love baseball the way Chicago loves pizza. Deep, messy, and full of attitude. And when the team finally delivers, the city shakes from 35th to Wabash. Minnesota Twins. Twins fans are the embodiment of Midwest steadiness, reserved, loyal, and quietly hopeful. They endure freezing Aprils and long summers without complaint, cheering through snow flurries like it's tradition. They've seen greatness, Kirby Puckett, Joe Mauer, Johan Santana, and they hold those memories close. But every October brings the same cruel pattern, heartbreak, yet they never waver. There's something wholesome in their optimism, something enduring about their patience. They love small ball, humble players, and clean fundamentals. Target Field feels like home, warm, welcoming, and built for family. Twins fans don't chase fame, they chase faith. Because in Minnesota, believing in the impossible isn't foolish, it's mandatory. Milwaukee Brewers. Playing for the Brewers feels like stepping into a baseball family where fun and passion blend together. The atmosphere around American Family Field stays upbeat even during tough stretches, and the tailgate culture bleeds into the stadium energy. Fans celebrate hustle plays, big swings, and effort that reflects the city's blue-collar spirit. There's pressure to compete, but it's wrapped in genuine support that makes you play looser. When the team gets hot, Milwaukee rallies behind you with a noise that feels bigger than the market size, and contributing to those moments becomes addictive because the city celebrates everything you give. Cincinnati Reds. Wearing a Reds uniform connects you to one of baseball's most historic legacies, and you feel that weight from the moment you step onto the field. Great American Ballpark carries pride rooted in the Big Red Machine era, and fans appreciate players who respect that tradition. You're expected to play hard, stay focused, and bring a level of professionalism that fits the franchise's identity. When you perform well, the reaction feels rooted in nostalgia and hope for a return to greatness. And as you settle in, you realize the fan base wants nothing more than to see the next chapter written the right way. Detroit Tigers. Joining the Tigers means embracing a city known for toughness and resilience. Comerica Park reflects that spirit, and you feel the crowd's loyalty, even during rebuilding years. Fans appreciate players who grind through adversity, and they treat effort as highly as results. You sense the hunger for a revival, especially with the memories of past legends still echoing throughout the stadium. Playing here pushes you to compete with grit because the city respects players who fight for every inch. And when the team catches momentum, the energy shifts into something powerful, driven by a fan base that never stopped believing. Pittsburgh Pirates. Playing for the Pirates gives you the sense of representing a city that never stops rooting for a comeback. PNC Park might be one of the most beautiful stadiums in baseball, but the fans bring a blue-collar edge that pushes you to earn every cheer. They know struggle, they know rebuilds, and they know how to appreciate flashes of brilliance even when the standings don't cooperate. When you deliver a big hit or make a highlight play, the reaction feels personal because the crowd is hungry for heroes. And performing in front of that loyalty makes every moment matter more. Kansas City Royals. Putting on a Royals uniform introduces you to a fan base built on patience, pride, and community. The atmosphere at Kauffman Stadium carries a family feel, and the fans support players who show effort, humility, and heart. You sense optimism even in difficult stretches, because the city still remembers what it felt like to watch the 2015 team claw their way to glory. Playing here means embracing fundamentals and valuing the small things that shift momentum. The expectations aren't wild, but the appreciation is real. When you help the team create a spark, the energy becomes uplifting in a way that sticks with you. Cleveland Guardians. Playing for Cleveland connects you to fans who value grit more than glamour. Progressive Field feels like a working-class heartbeat, and the crowd responds fiercely to effort, hustle, and smart baseball. You feel supported even when the odds are stacked against you, because this fan base respects players who truly care about the game. The organization develops talent through discipline and fundamentals, and that philosophy shapes the team's culture. When you make a big play, the cheers feel grounded in pride rather than hype, and the connection with the city grows deeper as you embrace its tough, resilient identity. Tampa Bay Rays. Joining the Rays means stepping into a system that rewards intelligence, adaptability, and pure efficiency. Tropicana Field may not always be packed, but the fans who show up are fiercely loyal and understand the team's unconventional style. You learn quickly that the organization values versatility and expects you to adjust on the fly. The pressure comes not from noise, but from the culture of maximizing every opportunity. When the team gets rolling, the energy becomes sharp and focused, and the fan base rallies around the underdog spirit. Playing here pushes you to embrace innovation and prove you belong in a smart, scrappy environment. Arizona Diamondbacks. D-backs fans are desert warriors, Quiet most of the year, electric when it matters, Phoenix doesn't always scream baseball town. But when the Diamondbacks go on a run, the valley erupts. These fans may not fill every seat in April, but come October, they show up in force. They don't chase attention, they chase grit. Arizona fans live for moments like walk-off chaos and improbable upsets. They've learned to thrive without spotlight or payroll. In the heat of the desert, this fan base stays cool, loyal, and ready to strike when nobody's watching. Colorado Rockies. Rockies fans are baseball's mountain romantics, chasing sunsets and home runs in the thin Denver air. Coors Field isn't just a ballpark, it's a summer escape, filled with laughter, beer, and breathtaking views. These fans don't cling to standings, they cling to moments. Watching Arenado's glove work or Blackmon's beard era was enough to make every season worthwhile. They're hopeful, forgiving, and fiercely proud of their team, even when the front office tests their patience. Rockies fans understand baseball as beauty more than results. They come for the love of the game and stay for the magic of the mile-high night. Miami Marlins. Marlins fans are small in number, but mighty in spirit. They've seen it all: fire sales, relocations, and the heartbreak of dismantled rosters right after winning it all. Yet somehow, the faithful remain. In a city known for transients, their loyalty feels rare. Lone Depot Park might not always be full, but when it is, the energy feels tropical. They're here for the love of baseball itself. They've accepted chaos as part of the charm. Every homegrown player is a reason to hope. Every playoff push a celebration. Marlins fandom isn't about numbers. It's about heart that refuses to fade. Oakland Athletics. A's fans are rebels with a cause. They cheer and protest, wave banners in defiance, and chant through heartbreak. Their loyalty is a rebellion against greed, relocation, and apathy. These fans love their team so fiercely, they've turned resistance into ritual. The Coliseum may crumble, but their pride doesn't. Sell the team isn't just a slogan, it's a love letter to what baseball should be. They are the purest form of fandom, rooting for a team abandoned by everyone except them. And no matter where the franchise goes, Oakland will always own the soul of the Athletics. Los Angeles Angels. Playing for the Angels comes with the strange blend of being surrounded by superstar expectations and franchise uncertainty. The fan base watches every player carefully, hoping someone will finally lift the team beyond wasted potential. The pressure doesn't scream at you. It lingers quietly, pushing you to step up in moments that matter. When you produce big plays, the crowd responds with relief as much as excitement. Because the city craves stability, players feel the weight of representing a franchise stuck between brilliance and frustration. And delivering here gives you the chance to be part of long-awaited change. Washington Nationals. Joining the Nationals brings a calm confidence, rooted in the memory of their incredible 2019 run. Even during rebuilding years, the fans maintain steady belief, supporting players who show drive, hustle, and heart. Nationals Park carries a relaxed yet hopeful energy that keeps you grounded while encouraging improvement. You sense the city waiting for the next wave of talent to break through, and that anticipation fuels the team. When you shine, the celebration feels thoughtful and appreciative, not explosive. And playing in front of fans who value perseverance makes every game feel like an opportunity to help rebuild something meaningful. If you like this video, check out this next one YouTube thinks you will love.